we have another session by an edu expert, Ms. Monisha Gupta, Assistant Director, Business Development, BC Education India, British Council.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, another maybe 10 minutes from me and another 10 minutes from the other presenter before we go for lunch. So, can we put the presentation there? So just to introduce, I'm Monisha Gupta. I head the business development for our exams division of British Council. For some of you who might not be aware about the British Council, I have a small video. It's our 90-year celebration. So it was, British Council was formed 90 years back, and last year we had the 90-year celebration. So just to introduce the organization, I have a small video you can see. Thank you. Can you put the presentation on? So this was just to show, give a brief about the organization, and as you saw, we are basically into creating connections through education, learning, and creativity. So these three are the key pillars, of our work. Next one. So it's a cultural organization of UK government, and I gave a brief introduction about what kind of work we do. So now we were talking about different skill set for our students, for the youth, through our higher education sector. And at the end of it, we want them to be employed, to be working, And what are the key things we envision for them they would be doing, at the end of it? They would be working in a big organization. They want to be a team leader, running their own venture, doing masters, doing research, going for further education, or working in an overseas company. So these are the things, we want as an outcome after they study in the higher education. And these are the kind of work we expect them to do. So these are the various activities, they are expected to do when we kind of see, at the end of it, when they will be working. And last not the least, socializing also at the workplace, which also is a part of our growing work. Now, do we think our students are equipped for all this? Apart from the technical skills, apart from the other learning which they do, These are the soft skills. These are the other things which they are expected to do. Do we think our students are equipped for this? Because the key thing, as one of the other delegates also mentioned in the previous panel discussion, communication, that's one of the key things through which you'll be able to do all these things. And even if your students have their communication skills, how do they prove it? How do they prove it to the employer that they have it? How do they prove it to the higher education institution that they have these skills? And here comes the need of a certification. We are not talking about a degree, we are just talking about a certification, a credible proof of having a particular skill. And it improves the resume, it helps in your global job mobility, access to higher education if you want to go and study abroad, which is becoming a pretty normal thing these days, which was a luxury maybe 3 decades back, but now it's becoming more of a norm. And a better, even if you are going for a domestic job, a better workplace communication, because all the jobs now require working across the borders. So this is what our English language certification, which is not very common in our country, because we have been doing our studies in the English medium environment, and we go for a German language certification, we go for maybe a French language certification, but we normally don't talk about English language certification. But that's a need which is growing with the globalization, with more global jobs, with more global mobility. So we have this product, Aptis eSol, which has been developed by the team of British Council. It's a certification product which is regulated by Ofqual UK. Ofqual is like a regulatory body of UK which regulates all the qualifications of UK. It's based on an international standard. There is a standard of measuring language skills, which is called Common European Framework of Reference. So this particular assessment certification is based on that Common European Framework of Reference. It's a 4-skill test, and it is computer delivered. So it's a very contemporary test, relevant for the current times. And so far, it's already been taken by 1.2 million people, globally. So there are many other countries who have mandated. We don't have such system, but there are various countries who have mandated this particular certification for higher education. In Spain, all the teachers are required to have a B2 level of English certification, even if they are not teaching English. They are required to have to continue to do their job, and to get a job, they need to have, so it's mandated by the government. Similarly, in Vietnam, any student going to the higher education institution need to have a B1 level certification. So these are the requirements, and likewise, there are many other countries who are mandating it. But in India, it's being used by various engineering colleges and various management colleges at a college level. Though it's not a mandate, but they are giving this option to the student to go for it for better employability. So this is how the scoring is done. There is a numerical score. It gives you a score on all the 4 skills: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. And then this is how the numerical score is given. And grammar vocabulary is also tested as a part of it. This is something about the Ofqual. If you want to know more, we have a stall here. You can go and find out more about what Ofqual means and what is the significance of having an Ofqual regulation. It's an international certificate, so valid across, for education purposes, yes, it is valid in different countries. These are the descriptors of if suppose somebody has a B2 level, what does that mean? So there are descriptors with this certificate. And now, if it's a certification, how do you prepare? So we have a lot of resources, online resources, which the student can access at their own will, at their own free time. And so we have resources. We also have teacher training programs for the institutions, which the institutions can take, and they teach. I mean, it's development process for the teachers, and they can include those pedagogical practices in their day-to-day teaching. So this is, English is not just a language, it's a language which is globally understood. Having employees with little or no English skills becomes a barrier for the industry, and overcoming this barrier can only be done by recruiting staff having the knowledge of language. So these are certain things which we have heard from the industry, from various MNCs who are using and accepting this particular certificate. Thank you. I'm giving some time to you and to the other participant. Thank you. And if you have any questions, we have a stall here, and you can come and visit us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to invite on stage Professor Dr. Ranjit Singh, Vice Chancellor, Shobhit University, Gango, to felicitate ma'am with an award.